Hello, this is Benjamin from the Coello Crew, and we are back with another video, another reaction.
I'm not supposed to look at the screen.
Yeah, so I'm here with my mom here, and she doesn't know what we're reacting to yet. It's a surprise, but we are going to be reacting to Dartmouth Aires Shout by
Okay.
Sing Off.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a surprise for me, so there we
go.
That's definitely a surprise. It's going to be interesting. I should have known, though. Ben likes a lot of fun stuff.
I do. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoy this reaction. And here we go. What do you... Okay.
I'm just trying to adjust because I feel like I'm cut off a little bit. Hi, everybody. I am Mrs. C, or Coello, or Mom.
My mother.
Or Shirley. Okay. Okay, so we're going to react to the Dartmouth Aires Shout from the show Sing Off.
Yes. 2011, week 10.
Okay.
Episode something.
He knows all that.
It says it in the title.
Oh.
Okay. 3,
Okay.
2, 1, go.
Sing off. Well,
I like orange.
You know you make me wanna kick my heels up and throw my head up and throw my head.
Okay, I already have to pause. I love the way he started that out. He's pretty notorious. I need to find his name. Do you remember his name?
No, all I remember is that he sounds good.
Yeah. He is notorious for these dramatic moments. And that thing where he does in the beginning, he's like, well, you know,
yeah,
he has this, he has this really great pause right before the music picks up. And, you know, that is very professional. He knows timing very, very well. You have to know audience, and you have to know how to kind of feed off that audience tension that's building, and he does a really good job with that every single time. I love that. Man.
She was in plays, so she knows.
I was in a lot of plays.
Yeah.
Let me see. They have his name with his picture.
Why don't they have
they have
that's like Pentatonics will put it.
Like, and we had found it before. We actually
right
had found it before.
Right here.
Yeah, we'll
put it right there.
I believe his name is Michael, and
Michael.
if we're wrong, we will let you know.
I was afraid
brilliant.
This entire video was just going to be us looking for his name.
Well, you stopped me, because it actually would have been, I tend to, when I get focused on something, I got to finish. But it is supposed to be a short video, so as a rodent.
Bam.
Come on now, don't forget to say you. Don't forget to say yeah.
Sorry, it's just this is already very like sunny like they usually do.
Yeah.
You know, just like
Dartmouth Aires. Yeah, Dartmouth Aires knows how to bring the sunshine. They know how to bring the energy. They know how to make you want to get up out of your seat and dance without instruments, guys. This is without instruments. It's all a cappella, and they do an amazing job of making you forget that there's no instruments being played. They make you forget that you're not playing the record. It's just a bunch of guys using their voices. So they're brilliant that way.
His face is so passionate in this shot, right?
That's a good shot. It is a really good shot. I'm sure he loves that shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, baby. Oh, come on. You got to say you.
Range.
I want you to know.
I'm sorry. I have to pause for that high note. Okay.
Okay.
That's hard for me to do, and I'm a woman. Okay, with an alto voice. So for him to be able to hit that lovely note, and he did it so clearly, it was like as clear as a bell, like a bing. Okay, it was beautiful.
Yeah, he went from like right. I'm trying to do this right on the camera. He went from like right here, and then he went you.
Yes, that was gorgeous. Okay, had to pause for the cause. All right.
You don't know.
Okay, wait. I love that part too, guys. I gotta go back to that. That's one of my favorite parts. Like,
There's an easier way.
he
Okay.
no easier way. Okay,
There's an
okay.
easier way.
I don't know that way. It's not easier for me.
I could just. Do
He's
it.
trying to tell me to use the space bar instead of the mouse.
No,
However,
it's not. No, it's not that. I was talking about the arrows.
Oh, the arrows.
The
See,
arrows. You
that's
can
how
just
much
go
I know.
5 seconds back and forward.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much. That's too much.
Okay.
Mouse. Okay.
I want you to come on. You got to say you. I want you to know.
Okay.
Straight into the groove.
So right, it was straight in, but there was a half a second, like a half a beat, and then he went into "I want you," right?
Yeah, it was
and if you notice, the key changed. The key changed.
Yeah.
And he did it so seamlessly, as if it didn't change. Hold on.
Want you to know.
And now, and see, I love the way he leads these guys. He leads them. Okay.
I want you to.
Okay, I have to show you. I have to do the. Stop it.
Sorry. It's so much easier.
You got to say you.
Okay, so it's fast paced. Like, okay, boom, boom, boom.
I want you.
Okay, say you will. Pause. I won't. Right in there. Okay, I remember in high school, my choir teacher, Miss Perry, loved her. She was amazing. She won all sorts of trophies and stuff before for, choirs and stuff like that. Okay, so whenever there was like a half a beat and then boom, you go right into it. Everyone always used to mess it up. And then once the whole entire choir finally got it, there was always that one person that still messed it up, that still came in either too early or too late. And she would hear it every time and she would bang on the piano and be like, no! Okay. These guys did it seamlessly, perfectly. Not one person was off. It was a beautiful transition. And I just have to say kudos to this college group. These guys are awesome. Okay.
Dartmouth Aires.
Okay, wait, but I do need to go back a little. I'm sorry. Because I had to hear it again.
I want you to know. I really want you to know right now. Say, you've been good to me, baby. Oh, better.
I know. I'm gonna get upset. Good to me, babe. Come on.
The growl.
The
growl.
Come on. That was just so good. That was so good. It was so dramatic. I understand. And I usually, because you know you're going to be singing that part again, you usually wait for the growl. Like you kind of do like maybe a small little thing, but usually you kind of sing it straight the first time and then you kind of do the heavy stuff like a little later. However, I like the way he did this because you're going to see later how he does it. And so this is good. This is actually really good. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was really good. They're so silly. Bro.
That's what he sees.
So
he just
silly.
sees the silliness.
Well, not only that,
the fun.
it's really. I would love to be a part of this group personally because I have way too much energy.
I think they're still around. It's just not the same people because it's a college group. So as they graduate, they bring in more people and so on and so forth. And this was so long ago. What was it? 14 years ago.
It was the day I was. I mean, it was the year I was born.
Yeah, the year you were born.
It was the year I was born.
Yeah. I was watching it on TV.
Yeah.
So that's how old I am. Okay.
And I've been to myself. If you ever leave me, I don't want nobody else. No, I don't. I really want you to know right now.
The stinking. Okay.
I'm gonna fall out. That was so good.
Okay, Shawn Mendes, or that's his name, right?
No, Sean Stockton.
Why did I say Mendes? All right. Oh wait, that is an actual person. Actually, that's
yes.
Lala Crocodile. But
he's a baby.
Anyway, that's what she calls all young people.
Yeah. But go ahead.
Sean Stockman, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, Sean Stockman said in a past performance with Afro Blue, I believe it was. He said, "Do you know how hard it is to scat?" That's what he said.
Yes.
And he just did it just now, and I was just like, ah.
It was so good.
I can't do that.
I can't
for the
scat
life.
either.
I've never tried it technically, but
hard.
I'm pretty sure I can't do it.
It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard. But some people have this natural rhythm and they can probably do it. Like I've never really tried, but I could say that it's difficult. And he did it so nicely. My father he called himself the jazz man on the CB radio. So he was the jazz man, okay? And we always listened to jazz in the car because that was his thing. He knew every jazz performer, band, everything, you name it. He even knew Ella Fitzgerald from what he says because she used to come over to his house in Harlem when he was a little kid. So... he was all about the Harlem Renaissance and stuff like that. So he really loved jazz. So when I heard that scat, it was so good. It was so good.
He just looked straight at the crowd and he went,
yes! Love it. Okay.
Awesome.
Right now, you make me wanna.
Another transition.
Yeah, another good transition.
Yeah. Right after the scat, he just went.
yeah. And the thing I noticed too is that he's a really great leader.
Yeah, he's very good.
Really good leader.
These guys are all in the background doing whatever this is.
Yeah, if he breaks, everybody breaks. Yeah. If he's not on that solid foundation of staying on the tempo, the beat, the transitioning that changes, if he's off, they become off too. So he really knows how to be a leader, and man, that's so impressive.
You see this
especially
guy
at
right
such
here.
a young age.
Look at this guy right here. I keep pausing at the perfect times. Like,
yes, you do. Yes, you do.
That's hilarious.
Take it easy. Now wait a minute.
Now hold up.
Okay,
now hold up. That was good. I can't do that ever.
No, you could.
Well, with practice, yeah.
Yeah.
But wow, that was so smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It was so smooth. It was like a river.
Yeah. He actually what I love about that part is it's like he's trying to tell them a story, and they're like, "Huh? What do you got? What else do you got to say?"
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, they came in close. Like they were just like, "What's next?"
Yeah, they're balancing off of each other. So he's coming in and like, I got something else to tell you. It's a secret. It is big. And they're like, I'm all ears. I love that they're playing off of each other so well. You can tell that these guys are not just guys that like to perform with each other and guys that are in the same college, but they're actually friends. So, and you could tell by their dynamic. It's really great.
It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you notice all these guys are like doing this thing right here, and then you got this one guy doing a squat right on the side. Oh my gosh, I love when I pause. All right. I notice the funniest things.
Take it easy. Now wait a minute. I feel.
That reminds me of like what is it called? A barbershop quartet. When them going ooh in the background.
Yeah.
The oohs. That.
And it actually sounds really great because usually barbershop quartets, or quartets, they're four, and these guys are way more, and yet they pull off the same really good sound, really solid sound. So as if they're less, because when you try to harmonize, the best thing to do, especially in a choir, is you want to be one voice for each what is it, singing
section?
Yeah, like alto, soprano, tenor, bass. You want to be one voice for each of those. And so these guys do a really good job of trying to kind of be cohesive in their sound. They do a really good job of that. So, yeah. Play.
All right. Now that I got my woman.
Now, okay. Was that a part of the original song?
No.
He had okay. Now I love this entire performance, but I think that was unnecessary.
Yeah,
It was funny, but it was weird and a little out of place. Well, no, actually, let me not say that. It wasn't out of place because the rest of the stuff was crazy like that. But it's, I don't know. I have really weird taste, guys. Okay, so I find the weirdest things weird. Yeah. I mean, how do you feel about it?
Okay, so I know what you're talking about because when I first saw it, I was just like, okay, a lot. Okay, it's a lot. However, getting into the mindset of a man that has been searching for the perfect woman and then he finds her, I can understand why he's like overemphasizing his joy for this, right? For this war woman, right? Like I can understand, but it is a lot. I felt like if it was left out, it wouldn't hurt it to be left out, and I felt like him adding it didn't necessarily add anything more positive to the performance. Like if he had left it out, I think it wouldn't have been missed. Nobody would have thought to do it. I think he did because he really was, I think, in the moment. I don't think he even practiced it that way, to be honest with you. He might have maybe thought, "Ooh, I wonder if this would be good." But then once you're on stage, it's a whole different experience anyway. Like once you're in front of that audience and you know that audience is feeling it, you know, and you already did your little scat thing and everybody was like, "What?" And, you know, he probably saw people's faces, like the judges' faces going, right? And then he started really feeling himself, you know, and then I think that's what came out. So,
yeah.
I wouldn't say it was a horrible moment. I'll say that.
Yeah, I think the way you explained it made a little more sense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was just strange to me. If it was part of the original, I think I would have felt a little less weird about it, because it's just like, okay, you're keeping that part because it's part of the original. But the fact that you decided to do that on your own, it's a little questionable. But I'm a little player.
Right. I feel all baby.
That's gotta be
okay.
That's gotta be the best part of the performance.
No, I was actually thinking the opposite.
No, I was being. Good. Funny, yeah.
Yeah. It was definitely funny. Yeah, it was a little. I feel like, you know, it's a young man's choir, and it's led by young men, and you know, with not a lot of experience, in performance, probably. You know, a good amount of experience, but they're still, you know, in college level, whatever. So I think that those decisions there were definitely
college.
It was definitely due to inexperience.
Yeah, but due to youngness and just wanting to have fun.
Youngness. Definitely due to inexperience. So yeah, that's the way I feel about that. Yeah, I don't hate it. I just. Yeah. Went okay.
Yeah, because
interesting choice.
Very interesting choice.
Yeah.
My mom only likes clear high notes with like good voices, because if it's any type of other high note, she goes or another face that you do.
So you're saying his high note wasn't clear or good? That's what you say.
Dang it! What? You guys know what I meant. That's not what I meant.
It was very interesting. It was a very interesting choice.
It was definitely them wanting to have fun. Yeah. I personally think that they should not have left that out, because I like that part for some reason. I think it's hilarious.
Well, that's the point, right? Like, you know, it depends on the people that are watching. There are going to be some judges that love it, and then some judges that are like, okay, that's a bit much. Like myself.
Yeah, yeah, she's more of the professional type.
I don't know.
And
I'm professional.
And I'm a.
By any means.
Oh, well.
But I am observant.
Yeah, she's very observant. That's for sure.
And I have experience.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
And I am straight up a comedian. Like that's just who I am. I am all for the comedy. Honestly, and I've said this to my sisters before. If I was in school and I was being bullied by someone and they punched me in the face, if it was at good comedic timing, I would not care.
Okay, don't say that on YouTube.
No. Okay.
Because you're going to have some fools coming up to you in the street talking about, this is what you said, fool.
Okay, maybe not that. But, okay.
Don't be going up to him and punching him in the face, because you might find something you don't like coming at you.
That's true.
If I'm there.
Yeah, that won't end well. But
it's not gonna end well. But don't be going and doing all that. Okay. Yeah. That wasn't the point of the.
What I meant by that
Yeah.
was there have been times where people have accidentally like hit me with a soccer ball or something, and they were just like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" And I was just laughing.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, you know, if it's funny,
you gotta find the humor in things.
Yeah,
right? You gotta find the humor in the crazy.
Yeah.
If you don't find the humor in the crazy, then you're gonna go crazy. So.
Yeah. When I was like younger, then people would do stuff and I would cry a lot. But now that I'm older, I still cry. But the difference is that now I'm able to more find the humor in things when it's, you know, like when it's by accident or something. If someone did it on purpose, then I'm more annoyed at that point. But if it's by accident and they like accidentally hit me in the face and they're like, "Are you okay?" and I wouldn't be like, "Oh, that really hurt." No, I'd be like, "Ha, that was hilarious."
This is the 13 years of wisdom that he's gained.
I'm smart.
He's an old man now. So.
Yeah.
Press play. Press play. Again.
Been so good to me.
Okay, there's the good.
Been so good.
Was that part of the original?
No.
All right, you already know how I feel about that then.
Well, no, but I have to say, like, the good. Okay, so I like the first one that was like, you know, it was like, you know, he had some emphasis there. But then this one, he did it even deeper. That's like true. That he knew that he had to, because he had already emphasized it the first time he sang it. And so he needed to kind of do it even more intensely now, because now the song is supposed to get more intense. And so if he hadn't, it would have been off. The balance would have been off from the beginning. So,
okay, I guess that makes sense.
Right, because you can't have heavy in the beginning and then you lighten it up, you know, right when you're doing that second verse again, you know, or whatever. Was it chorus? Bridge? I think it's a bridge. Is it bridge?
Yeah, bridge.
Okay.
Bridge.
Either way, you're doing it again. You got to make sure. This is where Mr. C comes in. He would correct me. But but the fact that he's doing it again, and he knew he's got to make it heavier now. And I think that was not planned. I think that was improvised. I think that he originally did that heavier sound the first time because, and this is just my assumption, I don't know the guy or anything, but I think he did it heavier the first time just out of adrenaline. I think he's, you know, it's on stage, you know, people are feeling it, and he kind of just went for it. And then he realized the second time, like, okay, now I really got to dig into it because I already did it the first time the kind of heavier way. So I got to do it more intense. And then that's where that comes in, where it's like, you know, like really weird. Okay, go ahead.
Good to me. Been so good to me.
Oh, the notes. He's really good at taking.
Church. He went to no. Well, you wouldn't know. He doesn't. He doesn't go to church, but he went to church. Like that's that. You know, like gospel sound. You know, you know that's that. What that was. He went to church there. But go ahead.
He's really good at doing, like, in another performance that they did. He's really good at taking like some high notes and then doing other notes with that and doing it so smoothly in like the order of it, like me.
Yeah, that nice improv there.
Multiple notes there, and it's just
what is that called again? Run. It was a really beautiful run. It was so short and discreet, and yet it worked so well. It was like cream, you know. It was just nice.
Yeah. These guys really do look like they're in church right now.
I think that was the point.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was the point.
You know you make me wanna shout.
And that's it.
Yeah, well, this is kind of a lot of these songs from back then.
Hold up.
You see the plot. You see the...
There.
Bam.
First of all, how did he not split his pants? That's my question.
I know. I said the same thing. Like how?
How is?
Maybe
I guess
he has
he got
special.
Yeah, I guess he has
pants.
special stretchy pants. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I cannot do that. I may be a dancer, but I cannot do that.
No.
There's no way.
Well, that takes practice. You
That's
really
true.
gotta practice that.
I'll break my legs if I try.
But
to
I was
do
saying,
that
as
right
far
now.
as the background of the music, like shout and music that comes from like Motown and stuff like that, notoriously, that music originated from church sounding music from back in those days, that gospel music sound. So that's why it sounds so similar, because really a lot of the singers from back then, like Ray Charles, they actually, and I know Ray Charles didn't do shout though. I believe it was Chubby Checker that did shout.
It was.
But the Isley Brothers. Don't I say
Isley
Chubby Checker? I don't know. But anyway, but either way, a lot of these guys, they start out in the churches, and then when they wrote their music, it was just kind of like naturally infused. That sound was naturally infused into the secular music that they wrote. So that's why it's so similar a lot of times.
Yeah.
But, sorry, I had to say it because it was in my brain.
I love the split.
But the split is crazy.
The split is crazy.
The split is nuts.
Yeah.
Play.
A little bit louder now.
And the get up is even like doing a split going down. Doing a split going down is hard enough, but you have to use your leg strength to push yourself
You
back
gotta
up.
use core.
Core too, yeah, core too. Gotta use a lot. You gotta muster up everything to just like.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't turn red. You know.
Yeah.
That
was a crazy split.
That was
crazy split. Crazy get up. I would have been down. I would have stayed down. They would have to call 911. I am not kidding. Even in my younger years, that's a lot.
Yeah. I would have definitely broke my legs, and then we both would have went to the emergency room.
Yeah, mother and son.
A little bit louder now. A little bit louder now.
Woo!
Batman, baby.
Okay. I think that is really cool as well, but I am used to seeing that. I see a lot of people do stuff like that because I watch a lot of dance.
Pop, locking, break dancing, hip hoppers.
You're so Gen X.
That's what it is.
First of all, that's not pop locking.
Well, yeah, but those are the guys that do that.
Well, yeah.
When they're pop locking, break dancing, hip hopping, sometimes they're doing like a bunch of pretzels.
Actually, not always. Pop locking
I didn't
people.
say always, but that's when you see it, when you're watching that stuff.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, you said before that you think he's a gymnast because of this.
I do.
But I still think he's a dancer. The reason being is because, look, if he went straight up on his feet and did the bend back thing, then I feel like he would be a gymnast. Mm-hmm. But the fact that he put his hand back like that, not only that, but he's on the side of his feet. That is really what's making me think he's a dancer, because the side of the feet is just such a dancer thing. Like, I've never seen any kind of gymnast do that. Even, like a lot of skilled gymnasts, I still haven't seen that. They do straight up on their feet, but he went on the side of his feet. Like, every time you see a bend back move on a dancer, they go like that. Even I do that, when they do the bend back thing. So I personally think that he's a dancer. Comment what you think down below if you think he's a gymnast.
I was just about to say that. Yes, please do. Comment down below if you think he's a gymnast or if you think he is a dancer. Maybe he's both. So
that's true.
Comment below. Let us know if you happen to know this guy or if you happen to be the guy. I think his name is Michael.
Michael.
Comment below and let us know if you are a dancer or if you're a gymnast.
Or if you're neither
if you
and
know
we're both
him
wrong.
And you know that he's a gymnast or a dancer or both.
Yeah.
I personally still believe he's a dancer because that split was crazy. I mean, not a dancer. I'm sorry.
Gymnast.
A gymnast. I personally believe he's a gymnast because that split was crazy. And I know gymnasts usually can do crazy moves like that very, very easily.
Same with dancers.
The bend backs. Then there's also something else he did in another performance.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he just was on his knees and he just went all the way back to his back.
All of the moves that which you were mentioning are very dancer-like.
Right, and they're also very gymnast-like. So I do believe that he's a gymnast.
Really?
I do believe he is a gymnast. And as far as the feet being to the side, like I feel like a gymnast would do that. I mean, they're not going to put their feet straight. They would hurt their what is it called? What is this called? Shins. Right. They would hurt their shins. Right. So, yeah, I really believe that he is a gymnast. So we shall see.
Or comment down below if you know him and we're both wrong and he's just something completely different.
Or you are him, which would be so cool. So cool if you were him.
Michael, if you're out there,
you did a great job.
You did really good, and you should definitely keep performing because you are
really
really
good.
good.
That was like 14 years ago, so
14.
he either is or he isn't.
13 years ago, because I'm 13.
Well, 2011 to 25 is 14 years, but I guess it depends on the month.
Yeah, I guess so. All right.
Okay.
Oh, and then... Oh, wait. Okay. And he got up, and then he got up.
I love how they got so quiet, like, right? And then they just pop! Like
Something now. And then,
that was crazy.
It reminds me of Bruno Mars in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if... All right, what were we talking
I don't know.
about? All right, well, anyways... I think he's a dancer.
Yeah. So comment below and let us know if he's a good dancer or a bad dancer. Actually, no, I think we passed that.
Yeah.
We took a little break. So we kind of got a little lost.
Yeah, we took a little break.
No, we were talking about the whisper.
Oh, right, the whisper.
Because and then he went down and then he went right back up and
yeah.
it was really, really fast and boom.
I was saying, lovely. I don't know if you remember, but Bruno Mars during the Super Bowl did some like that where he went quiet and then loud and then it was
oh yes
you remember that?
Yeah, and it takes a lot of control to be able to do that, guys. It takes experience and control, experience performing, and then control of your voice. It also takes a lot of listening, and that's our dog. Sorry. It takes a lot of listening, and it takes a lot of what is the word? Attention. You know, paying attention to your leader. You know, basically respect for your leader too, because you have to like trust them to do everything that you rehearsed in the time that they're supposed to do it. And obviously, they have a great dynamic together as a group, and they trust Michael 1,000,000%. So
not only that, he went quiet while doing the bend back move.
Yeah, that's a hard thing, man.
Yeah. Oh shoot.
To control your lungs like that.
Oh, okay. Anyways, let's unpause.
Yay.
Sorry, the interaction with the crowd.
That's so... I had to do that once. It is hard to do. It is so...
The interaction with the crowd.
And I'm an introvert, but... you know, you gotta do what you gotta do when you're performing. And it is so hard. Because you can literally go up to people that are like...
That's true, because you can interact with the crowd, right. But then you always have the fear of being like, hey, hey, and then just nothing. And everyone's like, quiet. Everyone's just quiet.
Or they look at you and they go like, what am I supposed to do? Like, it's so hard. But, because you have to, well, this is what you gotta do. You gotta push past everything in your body that says, do not approach. Do not approach. Warning, warning. Do not approach. You got to push past that, right? You got to think past all of that and be like, they are going to love this. And then you just go out there and you just shake it and do whatever you got to do, you know, whatever the performance forces you to do. And you got to just do it. You got to do what you rehearsed. And if they're bored, you act like they're not bored. And then what ends up happening, I gotta tell you, what ends up happening, especially if you believe that it is amazing, they actually start to believe that it's amazing. And that, like, sourpuss that, right, all of a sudden turns into... It happens every time. It happens every time. I guarantee you. So if you ever find yourself needing to perform and getting out there to that audience and having to sing or dance or say a line, trust me, just think to yourself, oh, they're going to love this. They're going to love it, right? And then they will. They really will love it. And like I said, even if it seems like in the beginning they don't, eventually they come around to loving it because of your I don't want to say positivity. It's the only word I can think of right now, but your just positive thoughts and your positive approach to it. Okay.
Yeah. I've never done it before, but personally, I think I would be
you kind of.
Good.
You kind of did.
When?
Fashion show. Yeah, you did actually. Yeah, because with the fashion, he was in the fashion show when he was 4.
Yeah.
They usually didn't allow anyone under the age of 5, but he was just such a good kid, and his sisters were in the fashion show, so she was just like, yeah, definitely, let's put him in. So I was like, oh, cool. So anyway, so he got to be in a fashion show, and he had to walk down it was a long stage. You know how models have the long stage, and you're walking towards an audience that's literally surrounding the stage. And then it was in a mall, so there was a second floor, and there was people all over the second floor watching. So above him there were people, all around him there were people, and he was like this small. So he was able to get out there and just act like he was the coolest guy that walked out on stage.
I don't know how I did it.
He was the coolest.
I have no idea how.
He was amazing too. He was so brave. So he didn't run away. He didn't get scared. He didn't cry. He just did his thing, and he did poses and everything. Okay, he even did the poses right. It was amazing. So yeah, you've done it.
I kind of wish that I could be in the fashion show again, because if I was, I would definitely moonwalk down the stage.
He would. He's not lying about that.
Yeah, I'm totally serious.
Yeah,
I want to.
Yeah, he would. He would definitely do that. I wish. Well, we might get an opportunity again, maybe someday. But I know that particular mall, they stopped doing all the fun stuff. So.
All the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff for the kids. Although they got bigger now anyway. Well, no, we loved Ladies' Night. Me and the girls went to Ladies' Night a few years back. That was awesome.
Yeah, me and my dad, me and Mr. C, stayed home and watched the Chronicles of Narnia together. So while eating pumpkin pie. So that was a good night for both of us,
Press play. Oopsie.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm good. That was so weird.
I love that part so much. Okay? He had to interact not only with the audience, but he had to go up to the judges and hope that they would participate.
Yeah.
That is
he could have been like,
bravery.
hey, and he gave it to, and he could have pointed it at them, and they were just like,
yeah! if that had happened, though, it would have been hilarious. It would have been so funny. But I'm so glad that the judges were they were always cool on Sing Off. This is why we love the show so much. That the judges would just participate and be like, oh yeah, of course, you're giving me an opportunity to sing, I'm gonna sing. And they all they took that opportunity, and they did such a great job ad-libbing.
Even Ben Folds, like, he's usually, the more calm one.
Yeah.
In comparison to the other two. Mm. And even he did this weird thing that he didn't even try.
Yeah.
With singing. Yeah. He just went.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was great. I really loved it. Yeah.
I would have participated too.
Yeah, it just made it even more fun, more interactive, more like a young guys having fun frat party. Yeah. And that's the way they
I don't know what that
audience,
is. What is
that? That's the way the audience wanted or that's the way they wanted the audience to feel. They wanted the audience to feel like they were just at a party. Frat parties usually like college students, gathered together at a party that a fraternity usually throws. A fraternity is like a group. Usually it's a Greek fraternity. And they kind of get together and they throw parties every once in a while. They're kind of known for that on college campuses.
I see.
Yeah, so they wanted it to feel like a fun, like a frat party. Frat parties are known, especially guys, frat parties, they're kind of known for like just having a lot of fun and being loud and crazy and playing music and just out of control. Out of control. I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest with you. I wouldn't recommend it, but that's just me.
Yeah, so. I probably wouldn't be able to take that. I have a condition of not being able to tolerate weirdness.
It's a lot of weirdness going on. I can tell you that. It's a lot of weirdness at those parties. But they wanted it to the feel that they were trying to get wasn't necessarily the weird parts, but the part where everybody's just kind of like having fun and forgetting their troubles. Like college students, they have a lot of issues as far as like heavy tests, having to take heavy tests and missing their families and being away from home and all that stress. They throw these parties so that the teens or these young adults could, kind of stop thinking so much about the stressful things in life and just let go and release and, not think at all, which is really that it goes way off to the other side. In other words, so you have the part where it's like sad, depression, not good, and then you have the part where they're like, hey, just forget everything, also not good. So
yeah,
there's you kind of have to find a balance, which means not going to frat parties because it takes you way over to the other side. It's just better to find other ways to feel better. I could tell you the Bible, but I don't know if college students would be like, yeah, sure, that's the ticket. I'll do that.
Yeah, probably not.
I'll read the Bible when I feel depressed. It is honestly the only thing that gets me out of depression. I've had a lot of issues in my younger years, and so whether it's family, whether it's school, whatever it is, right? The Bible's always gotten me out of my issues, so that's my thing. But I can't tell you that. I can only tell you frat parties, not the thing.
Yeah.
But if you hang out with your friends, you talk with them, in a nice, safe setting, just about your issues, your problems, you kind of lean on each other. That's always good too. And watching sing-off videos and having fun in the living room is awesome.
Also watching this channel. That could also make you feel better.
This channel is awesome.
Fire.
Look at all the advice I'm giving. Okay? I'm giving a lot of advice.
It's good advice.
I'm your mother right now. Right? I'm your mama. I'm telling you what to do.
I have some advice as well, even though I'm not as wise. One solution that you should not do: don't listen to NF when you're depressed. Do not. NF. Don't listen to him.
Now they're gonna go listen because then they're like, "Oh, he said NF." Type. Whoever doesn't know who it is. So now you actually just influence them to do that.
Snap.
But that's okay. I mean, you can make the same argument with me bringing up frat parties. So press play.
Okay. Well, if you didn't know what a frat party is, now you know. Don't go to one.
Don't
go to one.
Even though it seems like it's fun, there's too many issues that come after it.
Yeah, it's not like this.
Not like that's my favorite part of this whole thing.
Him spinning around.
Yes. It's my favorite part.
There he is. Look at him.
Yes.
Right there.
I don't know who you are, but you were great in that scene. That was perfect.
That's what everything needed. Everything was chaotic. You just need one person that's just spinning around in circles. Like, I don't understand how he didn't get dizzy. Like most
I have
How did he not finish with that and then how did he not finish with that and be like
Yeah. I remember having to spin we were in a circle and I had to spin within the circle. And when the music is playing and everything is intense, you spin so hard that when you have to slow down, it's almost like you're afraid you're not going to be able to.
Oh boy.
Because you're just so like into the moment, you know? So that spin, that was intense. Like I know how intense. And actually he was spinning way faster than I was, and I thought I was going to go like get dizzy from the build up with the music and then the movement and then the audience screaming, and it gets really intense in your own head and in your own body. So I know he had a ball doing that spin. Like, I know it.
You should see Sean Liu. Sean Liu is a dancer.
Okay.
He's another dancer. I think he's from the U.S. I think. Maybe not. But he spins around a lot. There's a lot. His thing, the crowd always cheers when he does, too. He always cheers when he does a spin. And he does it fast. He does it fast and for a while. He does it fast. And there's a lot of spins. A lot. And everyone's just like, oh!
How do you do it?
Yeah, you should see him. He does that all the time.
Yeah, I'll have to see one of his videos.
I've showed you one of his things before, I think.
I had a feeling you showed me a lot of stuff.
I do.
Yeah.
Like this.
This is true. Actually, no. This I show you. Yeah, because you weren't even born. Well, I don't know if you were born by this time. You might have been like newborn.
Actually, no, you didn't show me this, actually. Because I remember when I first saw this, I was looking up a Dartmouth Aires thing that I did show you.
It's because you don't remember when you were little.
Oh.
But Daddy and I used to watch the YouTube stuff, too. And I used to show you guys the YouTube stuff when you were little, too.
Oh.
And y'all used to stand around the computer dancing.
I know. I remember standing around somewhere and dancing.
Yeah.
I wasn't as good as I am.
We weren't living here, but we had a computer, and you guys used to stand around the computer and dance. Yeah. When I used to turn on the sing-off videos.
I was just doing random moves at that point, but now I'm really good at dancing.
Oh, yeah. Well, but you were only like 2, 3, 4. All right, press play.
I just thought of some
timing, but go ahead.
Yeah, timing, that was really good. But it's a good thing that they fell down at the end. I think the guy that was spinning needed that.
Actually, funny. Okay, if I was spinning, I probably would have missed that timing. I probably would have still been doing this. Like, the fact that he was able to fall on time, on beat, when he did what he did, like when he moved his hand and that was it, and he was able to be like, boom. That was great. That means he's nothing like me. He wasn't dizzy, he was none. He was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
No, it would have been a whole different scenario.
You probably would have threw up on the spot.
Well, no,
I would have.
Wouldn't have fallen at the right time because I still would have been like, oh shoot, and then I would have dropped.
You would have been this guy right here. You would have been this guy right here.
Except I wouldn't. Except he's supposed to.
Yeah, he's supposed to, but
I would have been over here, and they would have been like, Shirley. I would have been like.
But yeah, and I probably would have fell down, but not at the right time. I would have been spinning, and then I would have fell down, and everybody would just like, it's not time yet, and I'd be like. What?
Too late. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I'll just stay down here. You know. We thought it was over. You thought it was over? Nope. Okay.
Okay, I guess you go first. Go ahead.
Okay, so that was really good. They were just like adding that little thing and him belting at the end. And that was really cool. And then I think it's really cool because they had to stay in the same positions that they were laying down and only get up a little bit. So the fact that they were still be able to sing well while in those weird positions is really good.
Yeah.
Andy stood on a table, so that's great. But yeah, and then they all fell down. It was
yeah. I was gonna say, well, great use of microphone. You know, with the that was a great use of the microphone.
Yeah.
But I was also going to say, I'm trying to find my words here. So, number one, I think their blending, is really, really, it's good, but, I could hear some shakiness there. And it's because of all the movement, so it makes sense. But there was something that he did at the ending. I always picture him falling too, and he doesn't. And I don't like it.
That can be a little annoying, yeah.
Yeah, I want him to fall too.
Yeah.
I want everybody to go down together.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I feel like him just being the last man standing, like, yeah, done. But then I get it. Like, you make me want to shout, put my hands up. Okay, so he's like real happy and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, finally, you told us the story, and the story was so intense and so strong that it just laid me out, right?
And he's still standing strong.
Just
standing
like,
strong the end,
and happy, like, yeah,
the end,
right? But I feel like he needs to be like so exhausted from telling such an intense story, and such excitement that he himself is exhausted, like, and then, I don't know, but then at the same time, I think of him getting back up again, like,
I think,
but I don't know.
I think that it would have, okay, there's two options here, and I think both would have been cool.
Yeah.
I think that he could have fall down with them and then did a cool get up.
Right.
That's
like a pop up, like a quick though. Like, it's got to be a jump.
Yeah, like a, you know how they do that thing where they get up really fast.
Okay.
There's that. That would have been really cool at the end. But then there's also one thing that could have been cool, where he makes them all fall down and is standing proud, and then falls down. I think if he fell down late,
and then he's standing there, he's just like, oh, that's a good one too.
That's a good one too.
I like that
so
too.
Both endings could have been really cool.
Yeah.
This was good too, but it was a little unsatisfying.
Yes, it leaves much to be desired.
Yeah, like I know.
But then maybe that's a good thing.
I know a gamer that I watch, Sam Tabor, would have hated that. Because he loves completion. He loves completion and with a purpose. This has a purpose, not completion.
Yeah, I agree. See, I'm not the only one. Okay, good. So you saw my vision there.
Yeah.
All right. Press play.
Oh, wait, that's yeah. Now it's just a bunch of people cheering. It's not like they're singing. Oh, there's pentatonics. Okay. Alrighty.
All right.
That was the end. That was really good. I think now this will become a shock to you guys all. You can ramble in the comments, but they actually were in the bottom for this episode. They thought that was not as good as they could have been performance. Mm-hmm. Now they have done really good in the past, and maybe even a little better in the past, but that was really good, and a little better than some of their performances, but but it was really good. I still can't believe that they were in the bottom with that one. Unfortunately, they did not win their season of the sing-off because Pentatonics was there, so they won, but. It was really cool, and I kind of wish they weren't in the bottom because it doesn't make any sense to me. But go ahead.
I think they were a really awesome group. I'm not surprised they didn't win because there were better groups there.
Like Pentatonics.
But as we do more videos, you're going to see our reaction to other performances that they've done, and there's one particular performance that is all of our favorite, and then you'll see why he was thinking that they should win altogether when you see that performance. It is a really great performance, definitely better than the shout performance, although the shout performance was good. It was not outstanding. Okay, so we have to give the music marks now.
Oh, okay. So
so out of 5
Out of 5 stars, I'd say 4.7.
4.7. Okay. So out of 5 stars, I would give it about a 4. A 4. Yeah.
Okay. Good number.
So 4.7 and 4, it's 8.7. Oh.
Doing the math.
I was contemplating on whether I should do the calculator on the screen.
That,
But
that
you can't see it anyway, can you?
What?
Oh, no.
Yeah,
oh,
you
you
can see
can.
it.
Perfect.
You can see
Okay.
it, yeah.
So 4.7, and then I said 4, right?
We're not cheating and using a calculator. We're using our brains.
So they got a 4.35.
4.35. Nice.
4.35. Yeah, I think I'm going to just do it on the calculator on the screen from now on, because I think that, yeah, I think everybody needs to just see what we're doing.
Either that, or you can pause the video and try to figure it out yourself before we...
Oh, you mean that? Oh, right.
Yeah,
yeah,
the
you
viewers.
guys can. Yeah,
You guys can...
you guys know averages, I'm sure. Okay, so it's the average. So out of the 5 stars, whatever I choose, whatever he chooses, and you choose the average by dividing by the number of people that are here.
Yeah, if
and
you like
so
doing
it's
math.
4.35. You're good at math, so
Yeah.
4.35 is their score.
4.35.
Actually, that's not bad. That's not
Not
bad.
bad.
For
Not
shout,
bad at
it's not
all.
bad.
Yeah,
For shout.
for sure.
bad.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyways, you'll see our other videos reacting to the sing off and all that. Comment down below if you want to see more Dartmouth Aires things, some specifics, if you know what I'm talking about.
And if you have any other sing-off videos that you want us to react to, or any singing videos, really, that's, of course, appropriate, then, we'd love to react to those singing videos.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
put them down below. We would love to hear from you. So, make sure you like, subscribe
Yeah,
to the channel. Click the notification bell for when we have more videos.
So that you can be notified.
We are supposed to upload like once a week, but we really upload every day when we're on track.
Yeah.
So when we're scheduling it out and we're doing what we're supposed to do, then we should have a video up every single day.
Yeah. We should make that your thing. The you thing that you just did. we should make that your thing.
Actually, you know what? It's funny that you mentioned this. Okay, so I was actually thinking that we all need to get together and we need to do some sort of intro where everybody knows the intro. Like, because, okay, there's this person that I watch, right? And he does this awesome, like, ending. He does an exit thing. And I love it. And I actually wait to the end just so I can hear him say the ending. And he does this hand stuff too. So I think if we come up with hand stuff and a saying, then you guys would be more apt to watch to the end, because we would love for you to watch all of our commentary, because our words are just so special.
And long. And very long.
We're just so special.
Yeah.
We're more special than everybody else. No. But actually, we're not more special than everybody else. So that's why we appreciate you watching us as if we are, because you guys don't have to. So we really appreciate it. And we love talking to you guys. We love talking to each other and you guys watching, so that you can learn and then we can learn and everybody can learn together. That's always good in this YouTube world that we live in nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's I think that's a really good idea. I'm excited for the outro. Comment down below if you guys have any ideas for us to do with the outro, intro, whatever. Mm-hmm. If you guys have any ideas that are kid friendly, then we can do that. We'll think about it and see if we actually will do it. But
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching this long, because, jeez, we always make long videos.
I know.
But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And please hit the bell. Please punch the bell in the subscribe area. And we will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to do that YouTuber thing where they cover the camera as they go out. Goodbye.